everyone. My name is Rez, and I am a communication trainer of Rez Language Institute. I help people do their best in their IELTS, OET, PTE, and other English standardized tests. And this is my first ever article and design podcast.
You're listening to Article and Design Podcast, a podcast made with love for Filipino freelancers, small business owners, and digital agencies. I am your host, Margaret Lopez. I am a digital marketing strategist for over 8 years now, and I created Article and Design. Be part of our 1 million mission in transforming 1 million Filipinos to becoming a super freelancer and live the life and work they love. Join me as I sit down and discuss with our fellow freelancers and business owners about their process, their monumental screw-up, and the tips that they swear by to help you win in this freelance game forever. Hey, do you want to become a super freelancer? A super freelancer is a highly paid, creative, happy, and globally competitive freelancer. If you want to become one, you can enroll in our Super Freelancers course, 21 Steps to Fast Track Your Freelancing Business. We will teach you how to create systems, automate some of your workload, and how to avoid the feast and famine situation of chasing clients after clients. So go to articleanddesigncourses.com and use the coupon code PODCASTFRIEND to get your 400 pesos discount. This is exclusive to our podcast listeners only. So see you there. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Article and Design Podcast. I'm so happy today. Let's welcome to the show si Miss Rez Gaid. Narinig nyo kanina sa kanyang intro, si Rez is a communication trainer. Wow. So, medyo mag-ano ako ngayon sa akin, communication. Baka mapapahiya ako.
Hello!
Yun. So, Rez, I'm so happy that you made it. Kasi I'm pretty sure na maraming matutunan yung ating listeners because as you can see, we all have freelancers and small business owners, and mostly sa freelancers natin is kausap nila yung mga people from overseas na na gumagamit sila ng English language. So it's really, really good. I think you're the perfect fit dito sa episode na to. So, Rez, thank you so much for being here.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me, Margaret.
Sobrang excited ako kasi wala din ako idea sa story mo. So, sobrang excited ako sa what we're going to unwrap in this episode. Pero may isa akong alam tungkol sa'yo na sobrang interested ako. Kasi nakaka-relate ako dun eh. I read that you are a nursing graduate. Tama ba?
Yeah.
Alright.
Registered pa.
Registered pa talaga, diba? So, kasi marami na ako napansin na sa grupo natin or sa community natin ng mga creative individuals, ang dami nilang galing sa medical field din. Like, I myself is a BS Biology graduate, pero ito yung ginagawa ko ngayon. Kaya, interested ako nung nalaman ko na nurse ka pala, registered nurse. So, Rez, in line with that, paano ko punta dito sa pagiging isang communication trainer? Pwede mo ba ikwento yung amazing story?
Of course. Well, I belong to the batch where it was, let's just say, parang in demand yung nursing course. So I think it was around 2004 to 2008 where there was this huge wave of nurse graduates. As in, like, we occupied like half of all the graduates during the graduation ceremony. So ganun kami karami. And then I would have to say that probably out of the trend, or almost all of my friends, studied nursing, kaya ako nag-nursing din. It wasn't really like a proactive personal choice. Kasi at that time, I didn't know what career I would have. So may sabay sa uso lang, and so on. So I finished nursing, and in fact, I got myself registered. So pasado ako. And I really was in the trajectory of a nurse going abroad. So I also took foreign exams. At that time, I was aiming for the US of A. So I took NCLEX, I took IELTS, and so on. I didn't have any problem with the exam. So, thank you, Lord. Hindi masyado ako nahihirapan sa ganun. However, there are things that I cannot control. So at that time, US closed its doors. So mayroon kasing mga retrogression and so on. But because I was single-minded and let's just say immature at that time, I was like in my early 20s, I got so disappointed. Parang I cursed nursing back then, parang, siguro if I were just mature enough, I could have waited, di ba? Pero at that time, I really didn't handle it well. So parang kung, to hell with nursing, ayoko na, and so on. But at that time, I had some friends who had difficulty in, let's just say, passing the IELTS test. Actually, there's no pass or fail sa language proficiency test. It's just that when it comes to the institutions that you're applying to, meron silang required band score level. So let's just say yun na mga required band score level. So they have this difficulty, and yet ako hindi masyado ako nahihirapan. So tinuturuan ko sila paano gawin, paano mag-study, and so on. And lo and behold, in fairness, nakapass sila. And then, of course, they referred their friends, as naging friends of friends, and so on. Essentially, nag-start na rin ako. But at that time, I was still working for other review centers until naging freelance din ako. So, of course, not this kind of freelancing. Yung face-to-face talaga that I have tutorials in restaurants. I go to people's houses. Yung ganun na type of freelancing. And then, before I started really having the official business.
The Rez.
Let me just say, yung parang kumbaga, I didn't know that I have this passion pala in communication. Because back then in high school, I always saw myself as a broadcaster or parang mass communication, something like that. But I really didn't push through with it kasi nga parang sumabay ako sa uso. But pero lalabas na pala talaga, yung natural gift sa'yo, lalabas na pala talaga in ways that we do not expect, right? So sa akin, dito lang pala siguro, you just remove the branding, mga IELTS, siguro it all boils down to communication. I have this huge passion and love for communication.
Wow, nice. Ang ganda, no? Kasi tinuturuan mo lang yung mga kasama mo. Tapos effective yung way of teaching mo. Diba? Kasi nakakapasa sila eh. Pwede natin sabihin na si Rez ay may 100% success rate. Kumbaga.
I hope so.
Diba? Yung ginawa mo kasi tinuruan mo sila, is nakapasa sila. So you have that skill actually sa communication and sa teaching. I'm just curious kung kahit nung when you were younger, so sabihin natin yung formative years mo, mahilig ka na din talaga sa communication.
I don't think so. Parang hindi ko pa alam. But I'm quite enamored watching broadcasters. Yung mga, di ba, mayroon pa tayong TV Patrol, yung dati, yung mga 90s kid ako di ba? So, ma-amaze ako watching them, especially with Tina Panama. I forgot her last name, but she's an ANC anchor. So, I just really look up to them. Like, parang silang equivalent sa iba na they look up to flight stewardess. Sa akin, mga broadcasters, gusto ko ang kanilang bosses and so on. And they look so pretty, TV. But I never knew that it could be like a career. Wala sa mind ko. And siguro when it comes to the teaching skill, my parents are both teachers. The clan of both my mom and my dad are teachers. Di ba? Malaki man yung factor when you're just surrounded with teachers. So, siguro subconsciously, na-inherit ko yung teaching skill.
Nice. Wow. Parang siyang sa science, yung parang environment plus genetics, kumbaga. Ang ganda. I like it. I like how it happened. Parang hindi siya talaga super planado kasi dapat maging nurse ka kasi yun ang uso. That's an inspiring story kasi who would have known na ganun yung mangyayari sa trajectory ng life mo eh. Tapos, ang gagawin mo lang talaga is just continue to do what you love. Parang ganun.
Exactly.
Then continue to hone that something na parang nakikita mo na parang strength mo or skill mo eh. Ang ganda nun kasi passion mo siya eh.
Para sa akin kasi, if I didn't discover my meaning and purpose in what I do, I wouldn't stay in the Philippines, di ba? Kasi alam naman natin na ang buhay abroad, it's not perfect, of course, but economically speaking, it will give you really more opportunities. We know that, right? But because I have found my sense of purpose and meaning in what I do, by helping people achieve their dream, yun, I feel like I have a sense of purpose. That's why nagstay talaga ako. And I know what I have been forgoing. It's the opportunity to thrive abroad and so on. But then again, we're given choices, diba? So I'm also ready to face the fact na I have already let go of that kind of opportunity because iba rin ang life experience that I am having right now, which I could never experience if I were in abroad.
Yeah, that's true. Si Rez, kaya din siya hindi nagsistop kasi may purpose eh. Nandun yung sense of purpose. Tapos ang strong ng why mo na eh. may
Correct.
solid foundation ka na talaga. So kaya regardless, ang dami mong na-forgo na mga opportunities.
Magaganda.
Oo,
True, na
magaganda.
opportunities. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you, Rez, for doing this and then teaching people. Thank you for doing that, for helping our fellow Filipinos naman to have a life na parang they deserve din. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, wow. So, nakwento mo sa akin paano nagsimula, saan ka nagsimula, and then bakit ka na nandito ngayon. Interested ako. Kasi alam ko ang life or ang career. Hindi yan siya perfect. Ano ang naging failure mo or biggest failure mo during sa journey ng career mo or business mo, and how did you manage it?
It largely has to do with betrayal. Because after I became a freelance in the IELTS industry and so on, I got into a partnership with other people. And let's just say it didn't work out. I wouldn't, go back to the details. If there is a lack of transparency in business relationships, it became so heartbreaking for me because I didn't do it for money. I engaged in this kind of business with all my heart and soul, kumbaga, because of my strong why. And then let's just say that I didn't partner with the right people. So it was really heartbreaking for me because not only did I lose that business relationship, but also a lot of money. I was really broken back then, but doon ko rin na-realize na hindi mo dapat talaga isama ang business and personal life. So for example, like sa akin, parang ito yung parang, this is my passion. I cannot divorce myself from it.
Yeah.
So I have to make that huge decision na, kunyari itong Rez Language Institute, it's like my baby, right? Like, dito yung heart and soul and passion ko. So I mustn't marry it with commercialization, yung mga scale, parang product-oriented mo talaga, profit-oriented. I cannot do that. If I were to put up a business na gusto ko ganun, yung wala akong emotional attachment, siguro yung mga minute burger, franchise, o yung mga ganon. Pero if it's something like it's born out of your creativity, you have invested emotional labor, I wouldn't suggest that you make it commercialized kasi masasaktan ka talaga. If you're a business-oriented person, marami talaga yung parang masayangan sa potential. Kasi this can be like really dominating, yada yada, and so on, maganda ang track record, yada yada yada. But I really had to go back to my why. The reason why I do what I do, because I want to help. I mean, let's face it, if you are into business and then you have a business or financial goal, di ba syempre dapat may quota ikaw, etc. So you really have to do all the hustle. I don't want to, parang ang relationship ko sa student, it's because I know that this is like parang added income for me. Ayoko kasi transactional. Nakita niyo na yung parang conflict of value system. That's why I have to make a choice. So I'm not saying na hindi na lang tayo mag-commercialize. Depende talaga yan sa goal ng tao and di ba, the reason why you're into business. So sa akin, I chose to have a personal relationship with the student kasi nga, di ba, anong sabi ko sa why, yung parang I want to help them, and really, I mentioned this to Margaret for the benefit of her audience that ang burden ko kasi, ayoko yung OFW na milking cow. No. For me, it's a form of human exploitation, and it doesn't help the Filipinos who are, who are left behind in the Philippines because they heavily depend on the OFW. Almost all of my students na mag-abroad, kung kaya lang nila maka-income, na hindi na kailangan mag-abroad, they would stay here. I mean, you're going to forgo your inner circle, your family, your community, your friends. They would stay here. 9 out of 10. Gusto ko yung my experience nila in going abroad, it's because they want to have a new chapter in life na. Yung hindi na yung parang escape. It's their choice na talaga. So yun yung gusto ko na something that I want to share to my students. And you cannot do that if you're always in a hurry, if you are like thinking like in a quota and so on, hindi mo yan maisip. Kasi focus ka sa business goal mo. So I have to make that choice. So in terms of Rez Language Institute, I want to be like more of mentor-mentee relationship and so on. So maybe others wouldn't find it really appealing, but honestly speaking, I feel that my life has significance because of it. Ganun.
Wow. I'm so amazed. As we know, yung mga IELTS, we all know that, diba? Yung IELTS, yung mga TOEFL, PTE, whatever, yung mga language na mga institute, malaki talagang pera dyan eh. I mean, it's like a business. Wow, it's a business. If you're really
True.
Diba? If you really wanna like call it like yung full-blown business talaga yan siya, if you really wanna push
True.
that. Oo. I'm so amazed na you didn't choose that path to be like yung sobrang para siyang transactional lang na, okay, dito kayo, bayad kayo ng ganito. Mahal ang mga, ano, di ba? Mga IELTS and everything. Bayad kayo, turuan kayo namin, tas that's it. Parang ganun lang. I like the fact
True.
that you're trying to, parang, I don't know if this is the correct word, but you're trying to revolutionize yung klase ng language studying na tinuturo mo kasi you're doing it like a mentee-mentor eh. Parang counseling din siya in a way eh.
True,
Diba?
true talaga. As in, yung parang, kumbaga, what you're gonna learn with me is that it's a transferable skill
Yeah.
na hindi lang parang tips and techniques for you to pass the test. No. It's something that you're going to gain as a skill so that you will be competent when you're already working with foreigners. Because of course, sa labas, I mean, you're in Australia, ang taas ng work, standards ba? So I want you to be competent because ang tendency talaga ng Pinoy is to shut up, right?
Oh.
Very shy. We're not assertive. So if you have this skill, you're going to have that sense of competence and confidence. Yun talaga ang 3 C's ko eh. Competence, confidence, character. Nandyan yan. So, hindi yan siya 1 out of the 3. Lahat talaga 3.
Nandun
Dapat
dapat.
meron ikaw niyan. So that you know, in the end kasi, if you become an excellent Filipino, you're also gonna give a good name to our country. So, intangible lang ang, kumbaga, ang contribution mo sa Philippines, but you're giving a good name to our country. So, yung parang ang why ko, kumbaga.
That is so inspiring because you, other than you're teaching people like, the communication skills or how to pass IELTS, etc., meron kang sinishare eh sa kanila.
Sure.
Something you're really, really passionate about then, and you're doing it, nagkakaroon ka ng relationship, diba, with your students, and parang kina-counsel mo din sila eh, as a whole. Parang bin-build up yung confidence nila. Kasi hindi lang kailangan communication, kailangan din yung confidence nila, and everything. Paano nila foresee yung life? Baka sila mag-abroad.
Correct.
Ganun.
Correct.
Magkagawa sila ng decisions. I don't know if maraming kayong tulad mo, but I'm so glad na merong katulad mo.
Yay!
Doing this. Continue to soldier on sa purpose, Rez. Kasi like us in article design, we also do have a mission to reach 1 million Filipinos to live the life that they want. Na they can be highly paid even if they're working from home. So, dun sa failure mo kanina na binanggit, nakaka-relate din ako dun eh. As business owners, may mga talaga, may mga ganon, may mga struggles and we have to make choices. Diba? We have to make choices. So like, tulad mo, ang ginawa ko din, I return to my why and yung like integrity ko as a person and yung mission ko, napaka-strong kasi nung why ko. So, continue lang din ako, di ba? Move forward tayo dun sa mission natin regardless anong mga nangyari. So guys, ganun. Biggest failure, Rez, parang ginawa niya is, you have to go back sa why mo eh. Di ba? Sa purpose mo. Ba't mo siya ginagawa? Yun yung magiging core value mo eh. So, ayun. So, wala. Mag-guide ka na naman uli. Kahit na may obstacle. Ayun.
Parang may inspiration ako yung galing kay Branson na siguro to. If you were able to make $1 million sa kanya, so siguro pesos sa atin yan. If you were able to make 1 million pesos and then you lost it because of poor, bad decision making, you can always create another million. Because it's just the money that got lost, but not the skill.
Nice.
And you only gain the experience.
Exactly.
So I just really forgot who said that, but I think it was in line with Richard Branson, who also lost like not only millions, billions talaga because of hindi sa pandemic, yung dati pa, yung sa previous business niya. So diba, yung parang it's your ability to really recover, but that's what makes a very effective entrepreneur. Yung character building talaga.
My God, ang importante nun. I can't stress it enough. Totoo. Even sa freelancers, di ba, yung iba, ayaw na nilang magsimula, Rez, kasi nagkukwit na sila kagad, Rez. Di ba, yung tulad sa webinar natin. Nagkukwit na sila kagad kasi nga, may first sign of failure, nagkukwit na sila kagad. Ganon. So, yung character building, napaka-importante. Kaya nga sa first pa lang ng ating mga tinuturo natin sa community natin, binibuild talaga dapat yung mindset and character eh. Parang ganon. So, yeah. Wow, ang dami ko nang natutunan. Nakaka-umpisa pa lang natin. You've mentioned about sa business kanina, no? Yung sa Language Institute mo. So I'm curious, as a communication trainer, nag-hire ka din ng mga potential clients mo. Ano yung one communication technique or skill na para sa'yo as an employer or as a communication trainer na kailangan merong ganun yung tao para magkaroon sila ng unfair advantage na mapapansin sila or there will be a high chance na may employ mo sila. Ano advice mo?
Well, great question. Actually, I was able to think of two. Pwede dalawa?
Sure.
I-share ko. Siguro, ang first talaga is learning the art of selling your skill. Okay? Because no matter how good you are, if no one else knows how good you are, it's still useless. If you're a beginner, you cannot expect other people to recommend you. You still have to, kumaga, prove your worth. Diba? So, learning how to sell your skill, you make yourself appear that you don't need them, but they need you. Like, it's really basic sa selling, di ba? Parang hindi naman, I don't want to sound cocky, of course. Pero we don't want someone who's desperate and who's begging. Siguro what would help me think that way is that, how can I serve you? Even if in reality, I need your money, I need to close this deal, but I don't think about that. Okay, I don't think about that kasi it will show kasi how desperate or needy you are. So, ang mindset mo, the kind of thinking that you accommodate, right? How can I serve you? What do I have that I can use to serve you? So, sometimes, lalo sa freelancing, like, sometimes hindi mo pa nakuha yung skill, but because of the democratization of information, diba? You can always learn about it. Like, very basic design, ngayon meron ng Canva and so on. So, you can always have that option, diba? I'd like you to keep on thinking that way because kung ikaw kasi ang client and then you have this person who's willing to help me and I could sense that he or she is confident in what he or she does, so I'm gonna put my money there.
Yeah.
Okay? So, once you close the deal, syempre dapat galingan mo talaga. Meron akong mindset na ganito, yung parang in every client that I have, or in my case, student, galingan ko talaga. Sometimes, medyo mag-underperform ako, pero bawiin ko talaga yung parang, it's my non-negotiable to really do my best. In every session, kumbaga, meron something ma-learn, may it be within IELTS or outside IELTS, you know? So that, alam nila na worth it ang every money that they have paid before. Okay? Pero always remember that
this episode is brought to you by Kamagon Business Solutions. Kamagon Business Solutions is a Davao-based team that specializes in providing remote office assistance to businesses in various parts of the world. Unburden yourself from daily business tasks that are keeping you away from your goals. Hire a virtual assistant today. Check out Kamagon Business Solutions on Facebook and Instagram, or check out their website at kamagonsolutions.com.
Ang nasa isip ko talaga is, how can I help? Kasi kung isipin mo na, I have to really be excellent so that I'll get more clients. Iba, if the agenda surpasses the purpose, it will show. It will show. Maybe at the beginning, hindi pa klaro, but it will show.
Eventually.
Alright? So, always have this conscious decision that your purpose outperforms or overshadows the agenda. The agenda is there because we need to pay the bills. Fine. But dapat nasa mas mataas talaga yung purpose. Okay? Nice. So, more often than that, you'll just be surprised na merong mag-book sa'yo. Merong hahanap sa'yo, hey, you were recommended by blah, blah, blah. Ma-surprise ka lang. Na parang nag-gets ko na yung, I just forgot what that name of that law, tingin kay John Maxwell, na if you have become so good and you have establish trust and confidence among your peers or your network, the opportunities will find you. Yun. So, bumaliktad na. So, totoo pala talaga yan. So, siguro yung patience and so on, yun yung parang building your social proof, kumbaga. Pero, in the right time, it's going to be the other way around. It's the opportunities who will find you na ikaw na mismo ang magsaselect if you're gonna take it or not.
Totoo. Dahil so in line sa tinuturo natin din sa group Rez, sa ating super freelancers, like lagi kong sinasabi, pag nagsisimula kayo, ang gagawin nyo, you will come from the idea na, yun nga, how can I help? How can I serve you?
Correct.
Paano ko ba masasolve yung pain mo? Like, ganun.
Exactly.
Like, lagi kong sinasabi na ganun nyo siya i-attack. When you're a freelancer, when you're a service-based provider, laging, paano ko ba mababawasan yung pain ni kliyente? Diba?
Correct.
Paano ba? So, yun nga, tama ka. This is a business transaction, kailangan natin ng pera, etc. Pero hindi yun dapat yung parang kumbaga yung purpose mo. Kasi ang purpose mo kung pera lang, tatanggapin mo lang magkano ang bibigay niya eh. Diba? Kasi pera na yan. O sige, $5 lang. O sige, go na yan. Kahit na yung deserve mo sana is $5,000. Alam mo yung gano'n? So yeah, I really like yung sinabi mo na you should start from, how can I help you? Parang gano'n.
Correct.
Diba? How can I help you? Ang galing! Totoo.
Kasi pagdating talaga sa business, trust is a currency.
Oo.
Trust talaga. Kung wala, hindi mo yung na-build ang trust, useless. Kahit gaano pa kaganda ng resume mo, it's still trust.
Exactly. Yeah, trust talaga. Rez, that's a really, really good advice. So guys, si Rez is may experience din siya to hire people and may experience din siya na paano siya i-hire. So, he is advising us to always think na paano mo ba masaserve yun, yung tao na yun.
So, also, I'd like to add na always think win-win. Kasi kung ikaw yung employer, kaya ako employer, I'm hiring because I need help talaga. So, it must be someone who can be an asset. Hindi ako problema. Parang if I hire you, it's an investment. Now, you have some ideas, you have some skills that I don't have, and that you're going to be a great contribution to our company to help it grow. And when we grow, we're gonna get paid too, right? So, it's a win-win. So, kung ako, makita ko na needy lang ito, kailangan na ng pera, etc., how can I be assured that when tough times, come, na kailangan talaga mag-overtime or kailangan talaga mag-adjust, like nangyari sa lockdown and so on, how sure am I that you're not gonna be AWOL? Hindi ka mag-AWOL. Pero nandun yung heart mo na, hey, how can I help this company? Ganun lang yan siya, win-win.
So, Rez, ayun. So, ang dami mo ng advice na binigay, Rez. So, interested ako dito. Nung nag-uumpisa ka dito sa career mo, ano yung one thing na sana sinabi mo sa sarili mo na you wish you had known bago mo sinimulan yung career mo?
One thing that popped into my mind is really the digital marketing. Kasi I have to tell you honestly, guys, I don't like technology. As in, I'm an old-fashioned person talaga. Gusto ko yung face-to-face talaga. Typical, traditional. Oh my goodness. I know that probably like 5 or 10 years ago, di ba, meron naman talaga mga forecasting that this is where the industry will go, yada yada. But I didn't even bother to, start already upgrading my skill ba. Kasi ayoko nga ng technology. Ganon. Tapos ngayon, tingnan mo tuloy, nangangapa ako. In fairness, I already have the basic skills. But I guess that it's the lockdown that parang siyang blessing in disguise because you're just really forced to focus on learning this kind of skill. Pero if I started like way back, yung mga upgrading, digitization, and so on, siguro, hindi na ako nangangapa. I wouldn't really say that it's a regret kasi I don't welcome regrets because it's poison. So siguro factor talaga yung character and mindset, no? Pero, yeah, if there is one thing that I could have changed, probably yung I could have not procrastinated.
Spend more time siguro in learning it.
Parang even if I don't like it, if I know that that's where everything will go, hindi na sana ako nag-procrastinate. Siguro yun.
Nice. Pero, Rez, it's not too late eh. It's not too late. Like, look at you. Nandito ka pa rin sa technology. Dan kanina, tinuruan mo ako na may gagawin dito, di ba? Nakalimutan ko paano. Di ba? Si Rez pa yung nagturo sa akin. What you're doing is you're involved sa mga community. May mga matututunan ka pa rin dun eh when it comes to
exactly.
I must add something to that, sa sinabi mo na sana mas napag-aralan mo siya before and naging open ka dun. Kasi ganito ang nangyari din sa mga life for me, in my case, yung mga clients ko. So COVID happened, diba? Or still happening. So, the parang brick and mortar ng mga businesses, they have to close, diba? So, for example, the restaurants, they just have to go sa mga online ordering and what. Yung iba, hindi sila nagpagawa ng websites. Hindi sila nagpagawa ng mga online ordering nila. So, kasi ayaw nila dati. Nakakapagod na pag-aralan yung bakit niya kailangan ng website, pupunta naman din yung mga tao sa kanila. So, like ang sinabi ko sa mga kliyente ko, you know what? If wala kayong website, wala kayong Facebook page, gawin nyo na ngayon kasi or else you'll die. So, you have to go digital or you'll die. So, Rez, in line with that question din, Rez, eto naman. Ano yung pinaka-advice mo talaga na ibibigay sa, kunwari, may mini Rez, kumbaga. May, yung parang gusto niya maging ikaw. Parang gano'n. Di ba? Ina-idol ka
Really?
niya. Gano'n. So, pinastan ka niya, Rez. Gano'n. Ano magiging advice mo to someone na gusto i-pursue yung career na similar sa'yo?
Yung parang communication training talaga.
Communication training. Anong parang one big advice mo sa kanya?
Siguro any tutorial na lang, no?
Mm-hmm.
Kasi ang maganda kasi sa digitization is that education can be monetized, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just have to have a competitive advantage over others who provide cheaper, who have more services to offer. So sa akin talaga, I think I got this from Go Negosyo. Like you master yourself first, and then you master your circumstance, and then you master the business. Geto kasi the biggest asset in any business enterprise is the entrepreneur himself or herself. Kasi nandito yung creativity nandito yung problem solving. Kung hindi mo kaya, mag-hire ka, pero alam mo sino i-hire mo. Nandito yan lahat So, ikaw talaga yung biggest asset. So, siguro yung sa 3 C's ko na lang, no? Yun siguro yung competence. Okay? Ang confidence is, i-sort out mo talaga yung sense of insecurity. When I say insecurity, it could be in any form, ha? Pwede yung parang, baka ma-fail lang ako, or baka ano sasabihin ng ibang tao, or baka. If you have that kind of self-doubt, you have to find ways on how to kill it. Okay? Ang sa akin kasi, how I kill it is, kaya ito, gagamitin ko ito na podcast. Parang, sino naman naniniwala sa'yo? Who you? O, di ba?
Diba? Mga self-doubts mo
Mga self-doubt yun Ayan, who you? Ganyan. Ang aking counter right away is that God made you unique, Rez. I really like do self-talk. Before pa na parang alam ko na positive practice pa lang self-talk. Okay? Ang positive siya, parang part of cognitive behavior therapy, pero I was already doing it like since college. Anyway, sabi ko na, God did not make you like this, Rez. Why are you doubting? Insulto yan kay God. He made you a wonderful person. He gave you the opportunities to gain those skills. Why do you not want to share it with others? Parang yung gano'n na kind of positive self-talk. Yun.
And it works
kasi
all the time, no?
Yeah, because if you see yourself from a third-person perspective, mas less kasi yung self-criticism and more of encouraging yourself. Kasi nga, di ba, parang, why do we not criticize our best friends if they fail? We do not criticize them. We're very compassionate. But when it comes to us, we're so intolerant of ourselves. Grabe talaga tayo. Parang, gago mo talaga, Rez. Tanga ka talaga. Who would say that to a best friend? So if we so if you put yourself from a third person perspective, talk to yourself ba na parang in your first name, Rez, yan. You get to be kinder. So when we learn how to be kind to ourselves, parang naka-cut off kasi yung negative self-thinking or negative thought pattern. So, mag-start yan, di ba? Parang, paano kasi yun siya? Thinking, emotion, and then behavior, right? So, if we immediately interrupt or disrupt the negative thought pattern, hindi lalabas yung negative emotion that influences our behavior. Kung meron tayong negative thought pattern, let's say yung sabi ko na sino naniwala sa akin, anong emotion ang magproduce? It produces self-doubt, it produces fear, anxiety, worry, self-pity, ill, di ba? So, ano ang outcome yan? So, how do you turn it around? So, yun. Nandun na naman, si negative thought pattern. Sino naniwala sa'yo? Yada. Kaya meron tayong emotions because this is our barometer. So, kung tingnan mo emotion mo, does it make you feel better or not? Kung hindi, barometer yan. Something's wrong with your thinking, girl. So, i-correct mo yan. So, merong iba, i-counter lang, no, kaya ko to, laban Japan. So, whatever works for you. Sa akin talaga, powerful yung scripture. Yung meron kang ito yung problema ko sa buhay ko, ito yung Bible verse ko. So, okay, na-counter siya. So, makat siya. Hindi mag-come into fulfillment yung negative emotion. So, it will be replaced into a positive emotion. So, again, going back na, sino maniniwala sa'yo, Rez? Who you? Kasi ba sabi ko na, Rez, God did not make you a loser. He made you into a strong woman, someone with a story to share.
Yeah.
Why do you keep it to yourself? Yung ganon. So, ano ang parang emotion na na-produce sa akin? So, I felt better. I felt more inspired. I felt like
confident.
I have the authority. Yeah, I have the authority to share it with others because I know my intention is to help, not for me to look great and look good to everyone else. No, that's never my intention. So, na-correct yung parang how I see it. And so, that's why the behavior now is that I'm so into it.
Yes.
Hindi ako nag-decline. Go, go, go. Grab the opportunity. Ganon. And then it's a daily practice talaga. It's a discipline actually.
Sinasabi, Rez, na imposter syndrome. I'm sure you're familiar with this.
Yeah.
Imposter syndrome. It's a recurring emotional experience daw kasi. So, babalik din siya. So, you have to
it's
have
not overnight.
So you have to have something na paano mo naka-counteract yun? How can you turn this around, yung situation na yun?
Correct.
Every time nangyayari siya sa'yo.
Yeah, and it must be within 3 to 10 seconds. Dapat abrupt. Huwag mo patagalin.
Totoo. So guys, kay Rez is yung scripture parang, hey Rez, God made you better or God made you great. Ba't ka ganyan? But you're acting like a mediocre. Parang ganun. Diba? So yun yung nag-work, Rez. And to our listeners here, you can also do that. You can also do the same. Diba? Kasi yun nga, tama ka. And it has to be abrupt. Kasi sabi nila, yung brain daw natin, 5 seconds lang daw talaga, dapat may ginagawa ka daw kaagad. Alam mo yung gano'n. Kasi kung hindi, magsistay ka daw dun Magsistay ka dun sa current state na yun. Like sinabi ni, I don't know if you know the 5-second rule ni Mel Robbins. Every time you think na magpo-procrastinate ka na or iniisip mo na may gagawin ka dapat, kunwari, kailangan ko pala pumunta sa podcast ni Margaret. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pupunta ka na dun sa podcast. Kasi kung hindi mo ginawa yung action na yun in 5 seconds, magpo-procrastinate ka na. So I totally agree dun sa sinabi mo. It has to be abrupt and dapat ready ka every time na dumarating yung negative self-talk natin. So talk natin.
I-share ko sa'yo, Margaret,
Sige.
Kasi this really happened. So, syempre, kabado ako. Yung like, since yesterday and so on. I really negotiated with my student in the morning if I could like postpone it on Monday. Kasi I couldn't think well. I want to be ready. So, actually, hindi man talaga ako nagbasa, but I just was really managing my emotion and my anxiety this morning. Ayan. So, para pagdating ko dito, I'm 100% focused on you and on our audience.
Wow, I feel so honored, Rez, ano? Napaka-importante na feeling na ko ngayon and ng listeners natin, guys. And I like that na sinabi mo, you wanted to be here. You wanted to be present talaga. You wanted to be 100%. Dito. Diba? It's either all or nothing And na-sort mo na siya, yung mga negative pity party mo. Kaya nga, it really doesn't show now. Ang galing kasi ang dami, sabi ko nga kanina, ang dami na natin na-discuss, natutap natin yung mga cognitive behavior, natutap natin yung mga confidence, yung mga hiring, yung mga ganon. So, wow, ang ganda ng ginawa sa iyo nung pag-sort mo ng emotions mo.
Yeah, yung parang meron akong, di ba, love language ko service. I don't want to give this service to the people. Imagine mo na lang yung parang because of social media, like, grabe ang competition sa time and brain space, right? So, might as well for the people who chose to listen to the podcast now, dapat talaga quality yung binibigay natin.
Yeah.
Because they gave their, like, 1 hour or 1.5 hours with us.
That's true. Yeah. Like, yung tinuturo din natin sa kurso, Rez, that you have to be present din sa kung ano yung ginagawa mo ngayon. Like, just doing any client projects, you have to give your all Kasi the one thing, actually, na magiging successful ka sa freelancing is if you do an excellent job. Yun
okay.
Diba?
Yes!
Diba? So, kahit ano, actually. Diba? If you do
yung parang kumbaga, it's your work who will sell you, kumbaga. Kasi aware man ako yung mga tips and techniques, no, or strategies sa marketing and so on. Pero nothing else beats excellent work. Because the work itself sells. Makakasave ka pa, actually, ng money. Because people recommend you, without you paying them for a referral fee or commission fee.
Thank you, Rez, sa pag-sort mo ng mga negative thoughts. Kasi I could really feel na nandito ka talaga ngayon. And I truly appreciate that. So, wow.
Oo.
Bes, eto. Pinaka-appropriate to na itatanong sa'yo eh. Kasi you're a communication trainer, di ba? Going back sa self-confidence din, ano yung advice mo sa tao or sa freelancers or sa anyone na nakikinig sa podcast na yung may parang, I don't know if this is the correct term. We can say it's a social anxiety. Parang gano'n.
Mhm.
Or yung mga nahihirapan na makipag-usap sa kliyente or mga nahihirapan na i-articulate yung gusto nilang sabihin. Yung mga ganun. Ano yung parang advice mo na paano natin ma-overcome yan? Yung mga social anxiety natin, kumbaga.
Great question, because I always suffer from that. Always. Kaya nga, di ba sabi ko yan, this morning I had to sort it out.
Yeah.
Always. So, to think, why? Trainer ka na. Dapat wala ka ng issue na. No. It will always be part of your personality. It's just a matter of how you handle it. So, how do I do it? Ganito lang yan siya. Ako, na-surprise din ako kasi I didn't know that it was another technique in cognitive behavioral therapy, but I have always been doing it since high school. So, based na talaga yun ni Ganda. Parang binigyan ako ng gano'n na idea. Acting. So, for example, like, kaya i-relate ko na lang sa ngayon na situation para, di ba, relatable. So, kaya ako parang, ano kaya mo-offer ko sa audience? Ano kaya ma-share ko? Blah, 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 blah. So, I try to imagine what is the ideal version of someone who's in a podcast. Na kung ako ang magli-listen, I would be like really focusing on their talk. I just love the quality of their talk. Yeah. How does that person portray herself or himself? How does he or she sound? So I create that vision, in my head. And then I try to parang name that character. So for example, gagawa lang ako for the sake of example na. Vienna. Si Vienna, she's very confident about herself. She has a wealth of experience, just a lot of things to offer, and she just can't wait to share it with other freelancers. She's beautiful, she's confident, and she's very photogenic. And, yung mga ganun, ideal self. Yun, yung parang si Vienna. And then I just try to imagine that Vienna has a pair of shoes, and then you're wearing that. You wear the shoes of Vienna. And then it will really change how you feel. And this is legit pala kasi I'm a theater enthusiast. I'm not a theater actress. I'm just really like a supporter of theater and arts. Ang mga actors, they become their character, especially when they change their clothes. You try to view the interviews of those who acted in Bridgerton. For example, did I pronounce it right? Sa Bridgerton, di ba? Yung sa Netflix. Yung The Witcher. So, di ba, mag-wear sila ng clothes, tapos iiba talaga yung character. Like, hey, saan si Henry Cavill dito? Yung character na mismo. They always say that it just changes them if they wear this. It's like they are appearing to be another person. So, going back to what I was saying, na parang you try to have a character ba, an avatar, on who is this kind of person who knows how to sell her skills profitably, who is very confident on his or her skills, who knows how to negotiate, who knows her terms, who knows how to propose, suggest, who knows how to communicate well. I-try nyo talaga yan, visualize. Kung graphic artist kayo, sige, anong itsura niyan. Ganyan. And then, name that character, and then take that role whenever you have an interview. Kasi syempre, other than that, you do the work na, di ba, behind the camera. I mean, wala nang camera. Pero yung sa interview, because they want to know you, or recruitment ba yan, and so on. So, you have to present your best self. During that time na i-interviewin kayo, or meron kayong weekly, ano nga yung tawag dyan, yung pang weekly check-in or something like that, di ba? Yung mag-check na parang, okay, how's your progress so far? Di ba, meron tayo yung mga 15 minutes, ganyan. So, every time that you have that kind of interaction with your bosses, especially the foreigners, take that role. Kasi ma-amaze ka na makaya mo pala. Tapos, after that meeting, okay, balik ka na sa pambahay mo. Until it just really becomes part of you. Okay? Hindi ibig sabihin na, parang siyang band-aid solution na talaga. Kasi syempre talaga it's inside-out transformation talaga yan. But it has to start from somewhere. And I have to tell you honestly, it's a process talaga. So, in my case, like siguro because I'm still being introduced to the world of digital marketing, kaya ako parang, ito pa yung social anxiety ko, yada, yada, yada. But I know, I will reach to a point. I don't know when, but I will reach to a point na kakainin ko na ang camera, kakainin ko na ang microphone.
I can't wait.
True.
I
I
can't
can't
wait.
wait. Alam mo na, darating ako sa panahon niyan. Yung parang I don't care na. It's because our exposure to the same thing over and over again desensitizes us. That's why.
Oo. That's a term. Totoo. That's a term. Correct. Guys, acting. Oo. Sometimes, you have to be in character. You can act, actually. You can act dun sa avatar or character na visualize mo na ganun ka sana. Ganun ka dapat. Parang ganun. Ano ba yung parang i-visualize mo? Ano ba yung best self ko? Ano ba yung best self ko when it comes to pag ini-interview ako ng client? Ano dapat yung gusto ng client? Ano yung parang magandang self ko na pwede akong i-hire talaga ng client? Diba?
Exactly.
Anong character yun? You have to visualize it and act. Sabi nga natin sa community natin na imagine mo yung future self mo. Imagine
Correct.
mo. And then, you reverse engineer it. Ano yung kailangan na step papunta doon? Like, tulad na
Exactly.
sinabi mo, ikaw, alam mo na, next time, kakainin mo na yung camera talaga. Pero siguro, nandito ka pa sa point A, nandito ka pa sa gitna, at least may progress ka na. That's a very good advice, Rez. It's very,
Yeah.
very good. Kanina mo pa binabanggit yung 3 C's mo eh. Paano mo ba
Exactly.
i-explain siya ulit? I-reiterate mo lang ulit?
Sure. Yeah.
We wrap it up?
Honestly speaking, I don't know if someone already made it up na. Pero it's already like a result of my journey talaga. Parang you might think that I've gotten it from a book. Siguro kung meron man kayo mabasa from out there, purely coincidental lang talaga siya. Ganito kasi yan siya yung from right after college, siguro it's quite normal for early 20s to really like, take over the world. Yung ganun talaga ba, parang ambisyosa, go-getter, and so on. So, grabe ang hunger ko for being competent in what I do. So, I really like explored public speaking kasi gusto ko maging very impactful, powerful in her speech, yada yada. I thought lang na that was enough. Pero, no matter how good you are, no one would know who you are if you don't sell yourself. Yeah. So, siguro, let's say mid-20s to late 20s, ayun. I started working out on my confidence. So, dati kasi, I thought that being confident means like you're not going to fail. I'm not a perfectionist, but I was trying hard to be a perfectionist. Kasi akala ko, ganun ang confidence. Hindi pala. Ang confidence pala is that even if you know you will fail, you will still try.
Ayun.
Instead of what if, it turns into even if. Win or lose, I'm gonna do it. So for example, like sa ating experience ngayon, like even if I suck at the interview, I will still show up.
Yun.
Even if client will not hire me, I'm still gonna show up and do my best. Diba? And become my avatar. Ganun na yan. And then, surprisingly, yung positive outcome talaga ang darating. Yun ang irony doon eh. Like, even if you already prepared yourself of rejection, doon pa yung positive news. Tapos, another thing is, yun yung sa mga late 20s. Yung mga late 20s ko, okay, I now achieved the results that I want, pero parang may experience kasi ako na I felt like I was attached to my achievements. So, yun nangyari yung business failure kasi my betrayal business partnership. So, syempre, I lost a lot. So, it really humbled me. Who you are is not what you achieve. Who you are is not what you do. Kasi pwede yun mawala pala talaga na parang bula. Ganyan. So, sa akin talaga, breaking point siya na siguro, back then, I didn't know that it had become my sense of identity na I achieved this, I'm a strong, independent woman, boss babe, yada yada, mga ganyan. So, well, God allowed it. Kasi it made me boastful. Maybe I was not like talking like that to other people, but my heart is like that. Everything that you have done, I think sa Ecclesiastes siguro to para everything is just vanity.
Yeah.
Nakuan talaga ako doon. Na-convict ako, kumbaga. So, yun yung character. So, nakita niyo yung parang ang CCC ko, it's really like a reflection of my journey. Oo. From competence to confidence to character. Na ang character kasi, it's who you are. It's not what you do. So, even if you lose your achievements, your wealth, your reputation, whatever it is, you're still you. So, yun talaga yung ground. And sa lahat ba, ang ang chine-cherish ni God ng character.
Oo.
It's not our skill. The world loves our skills. Men love our confidence. O, di ba?
Mm.
But God loves character talaga.
Mm.
So, yun yung parang CCC.
I agree. Sa ating article on design, tinuturo natin din yung article on design formula, which is confidence and excellence. Ganun. But inside that, confidence may mga steps. Then, paano ma-achieve din yung excellence, may mga steps din. So, it's the same. CCC, guys. Confidence, competence, and character. Character, napaka-importante. Totoo, you will be humbled kasi talaga eh. Yung isang entrepreneur daw na may magandang character, tanggalin mo daw lahat ng pera niya ngayon. Tatanggalin mo daw lahat sa kanya ngayon. Ang gagawin pa daw niya yan is, he will do the same. Magkakaroon pa rin daw yan ng 1 million.
Exactly.
Yun, kasi buong-buo yung character niya eh. Diba? Buong-buo na yung character niya. Kahit i-strip off mo siya ng everything, magagawa pa rin niya, may replicate pa rin niya yung ginawa niyang millions or yung ginawa niyang business or purpose or whatever. Kasi solid na yung character niya. 3 C's. Gagawin na natin siya parang 3 C's by Rez Gaid. Confidence, competence, and character.
Character.
Para siyang pillars sa being a successful or pillars of a person with tech. As a whole being, actually.
Balance talaga siya.
Oo. Magkakaroon siya ng balance talaga sa life mo. Sa personal, sa business, as a person, mga ganun. I truly enjoyed our conversation today. And I'm so happy na na-share mo sa amin yon and your amazing story. And we look forward, probably, Rez, you could visit us sa live webinars natin. Diba?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Confidence and communication then. That would be really, really awesome. So, where can our listeners pwedeng mag-connect sa'yo or sa business mo or sa mga projects mo? Sila pwede makipag-touch base sa'yo.
Yeah. So, right now, I'm upgrading my content sa website. So, you can visit me in the meantime sa page ko. Okay. fb.com/rezstudy. And I think Margaret will be typing it also in the description box. Yep. So, fb.com/rezstudy.
We will leave the show notes yung link ni Rez if you wanted to know more sa ginagawa niya. And of course, Rez is also a member ng group. Nandun din siya sa ating article design, Super Freelancers PH, member siya doon. So, you can share ideas sa kanya kasi present din siya minsan sa ating mga webinars. Nag-share siya ng inputs niya doon. So, you can touch base with her then. Thank you so much sa lahat ng lessons na na-share mo today. And hindi lang siya parang communication eh. Ano din siya, confidence and of course, yung personality mo. As we've said, yung character mo talaga.
You need to book clients. So, kasama si personality.
Oo. Ayun. So, guys, you start to wear those shoes. Kung ano mang shoes yan. Yung iniisip nyo, yung naging avatar nyo. So, thank you so much, Rez. I'm so happy for all those inputs. So, we will see you sa webinar, hopefully. And we'll see you sa group. Thank you so much.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed this, please leave us a review on our Facebook page, Article and Design. Please also follow us on our YouTube channel called Article and Design for more tips on freelancing and business. And if you want to go to the next level, check out our courses at articleanddesigncourses.com. See ya!